Hello, hello. Welcome back to the podcast. It's your girl, Kamie Crawford. And today, my SI swim sister is in the building. Nicole Williams English. She's an SI swimsuit model, 2023 Rookie of the Year, period. Founder of Lynn Collection, the swimsuit company that is just taking over my life and my drawers. I have tons of Lynn Collection in my drawers at home. Mom, wife, and I mean, a lot of people know you from WAGs on E!
Yeah. Yes. Hi.
Welcome to the podcast,
Hi, my Scorpio
Nicole.
sister. Thanks for having me. Finally.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy that you're here.
I've been waiting to sit in this seat for a very long time.
I've been waiting to see you.
I'm so busy. We're both like so crazy.
Yeah.
So you literally hit me yesterday.
Yes.
Like, you want to come tomorrow?
Yes.
I'm like, yes, I'm there.
I was like, I need Nicole because you and I are like real life friends.
Yes.
But I just feel like more people need to hear you speak all the time because you're so fucking funny.
Really?
Yes. And we're so funny together. So I was like, we need this moment.
We are funny together.
We
I think
are.
that like when me and you like coupled up to do interviews and stuff, it's like,
Yeah.
you know,
What's going to happen?
I don't know. It's a little dangerous.
It's a little
It's so fun.
It's because we're both Scorpios, guys.
Yes.
What's
Definitely.
your big three?
I'm sorry?
Your big three? You don't know it?
My big three?
Yeah.
What's that?
Girl, what?
What is a big three?
Your big three in your birth chart. Your moon, your rising.
You need to tell me this. Because
Are
I
you
feel like
fucking kidding me?
I don't know it. How do I find out? Like what
We
time I
have
was
to
born? And all
Yeah.
that? Oh,
I need to talk to your mom.
you do. 'Cause
I need
I
to
don't
call
even
her.
know what time I was born. I would like to know this actually.
We need to know this.
You are so good at this stuff.
This is my thing.
Like
This
I'll
is what
bring
I
up a girl
love.
and she's like, because she's a Pisces, because she's a Cancer,
Yes.
because she's a Taurus, and I'm like, how do you even
They're like, well,
remember
she
what
is a
people's
Capricorn.
signs are?
She
People ask me like what my own daughter's sign is, and I'm like,
she's a Capricorn, isn't she? Or Aquarius.
how do you know she's a Capricorn?
She's born in January.
Yes,
Yeah.
she's a Capricorn.
January what?
January 13th.
She's a Capricorn.
Yeah.
I love her. Oh, India Moon. Oh my God. Wait, I want to talk about literally everything with you.
Okay.
First, I want to get into how we met. We met through Sports Illustrated Swimsuit.
Yep.
And by the time this comes out, people will know that we are back again in the issue. Period. It's like such a flex.
It's crazy.
You worked for years too to be able to get into this mag. I mean, you've
Yeah.
been modeling since you were 12.
Yeah,
Girl.
I know. A long, long time. For
What
as long
kind
as I
of
can remember.
modeling was happening at 12? What were you doing?
Anything. Like my mom put me in modeling school, which was so weird because like in Newfoundland, there's,
Oh my God, in Canada.
and it's like you don't do modeling work in Newfoundland. So they have like this stuff for like kids where you like learn to pose and you learn to like walk on the runway, and then they like prep you to like do e-com stuff for like Sears, Zellers, which is Canadian, you know, things like Walmart, Target, like those type of like, and then back then when I was little, it was catalogs and flyers in the mail.
Oh my God, yes.
So when my family would get the flyers for like the Sears catalog for Christmas, I was always like in them. Avon, when I got like 16, 17, like when you started looking a little older, you can do like little Avon ads and like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you
so-
remember it? Like, do you remember any specific, was there any like traumatizing moments on set, like as a child?
Honestly, no. I always had such a great time. I never really had any moments where that made me like kind of, you know, not want to do it anymore or steer away from it. I had a pretty amazing childhood.
That's
did.
good.
And my mom never forced me to do anything. Like she just like kind of followed me.
Yeah, your mom
You
is
know?
super cool.
She's so cool.
What's her sign?
She is a Virgo.
Oh yes. So she knows what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
Basically, that's what that means.
She's just super chill. She like
Yeah.
never forced her kids to do anything. Like, you know, she never had any strict rules. And I always say like, I didn't have these strict rules, like stay at the table until you're finished your food, or like, and she always just let me kind of do what I want. I'm like, I always tell like Larry's mom when she's like helping me with India, I'm like, well, I didn't do that. And I turned out okay.
Yeah.
Like I didn't have to finish my food. And I turned out okay. She's like, India needs to stay in her high chair until she's done. I'm like, I let her walk around and give her a chicken nugget, let her go watch
Yes.
TV.
Yes.
That's how I was raised because my mom was just like very like whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah. No,
Oh,
Mom was super
I
cool.
love that. I love that. I mean, I feel like Canada and the US are completely different when it comes to like child stardom bullshit. Like there's just so much crazy stuff happening in this country.
Yeah.
But that's amazing. And so then you obviously kept modeling.
Yeah. So I mean, I had like a really like normal childhood. You know, like I was always outdoors, always playing Canada is like, you're always outside doing
Yeah.
stuff, you know? It's just so different, that childhood. But then when I got to a certain age, like 16, we moved to Toronto. My mom wanted me, she saw like how devoted I was. Like I had like pictures of like models all over my walls.
Wow.
And like wanting to be, if she would just be like, what do you want to do? And I'm like, I want to be famous. I want to be on TV. I want to be a model. Like that's all I wanted. And I'd perform and try on different outfits and do runway shows. And she's like, okay, I got to get her out of Newfoundland.
Yeah.
So she literally like put a hitch on the back, like a trailer on the back of a car, packed me and my brothers in the car, sold the house. We had 3 dogs, put the dogs in the car with us, and we drove to Toronto.
Bitch, all I'm thinking is thank God you made it, and thank God you made all that shit happen, because what? Could you imagine if she did all that and you like were like, actually,
Never mind.
I want to be an accountant.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Thanks bros. Thanks for
know.
coming to Toronto with me.
She must have like, you know, in her heart of hearts knew exactly like what I was going to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I couldn't wait. The minute we like touched down in Toronto, like we didn't even like unpack anything yet. I like ran in. I'm like, do we have like, does the phone work? Like to the place we moved into, like the like apartment that we were in. And I picked it up and there was a dial tone and I already had the phone numbers of all the agencies that I needed to call.
Wow.
Like Ford, Elite, Next, and all those agencies. And I was like on the phone, like, hi, I want to be a model. How do I do it? And they were like, we have an open call. And I just went to the city, had my mom drive me to the city, went to all the open calls. It was like on a Tuesday or then on a Wednesday or on a Friday. And all of them said no to me.
What?
Except for one that like actually gave me a shot, which was Next Canada.
Wow.
Which was amazing because Next is a huge agency.
Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, like Elite and like Ford and everybody were like, no, like you're not like the right fit or whatever. And I look back now and I was a little rough around the edges. I had like I had like bleached blonde pieces right here, like overplucked eyebrows. I looked.
It was the time.
Yeah, I guess. But you don't. I don't know.
It wasn't the look that they wanted at the time.
It wasn't a polished model look like they were looking for, like the new face that they wanted.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, I got signed to Next and I kind of learned along the way, watching other models, going to auditions. You know, I had a lot of auditions that I would go to where I wouldn't get it, but then I'd see the models that would, and I kind of mimicked what they were doing, how they were showing up to their auditions, how they were acting, what they were wearing.
Yeah.
You know, when I got old enough to be able to travel to New York by myself, I would just get on the bus. I'd take a pillow and I'd get on the bus at night.
From Toronto to New York.
Yeah. And I would just sleep on the bus and I'd wake up at like Penn Station and then I would go to all the agencies out there until I got signed. And then when I got signed, then they helped me get my visa. And then, you know, that's kind of how it started, how I like went to the US.
See, these bitches these days don't know. They don't have what it takes.
Started from the bottom.
No, it takes a lot of grinding. It takes a lot of work. And so from 12 to you got Sports Illustrated Swimsuit last year, but you had wanted that. I mean, was that like a forever dream of yours since you started modeling?
Forever. Like
Wow.
I've wanted it for so long. Like it's so crazy. It was the ultimate goal.
Yeah.
Like I had the only 2 things that I cared about when I was like living in New York that I was working towards, like building my book. They would tell me to like, you need to go to Barcelona and live there for 2 months if you want to like make it in the modeling industry. You need to go build your book. You need to go to Taipei. I would go. I would literally be like, okay, book me a flight. And so I went to Spain for 2 months. I went to Taipei for 2 months. I lived, you know, I was like traveling all over the world trying to build my book with the goal in mind that like, I want Sports Illustrated and Victoria's Secret.
Yeah.
Like if I don't get them,
yeah.
It wasn't even in my mind that like one day I wouldn't get it. I just didn't know when
Right.
or how, but I wasn't stopping until this happens for me, you know, because that's like why I'm doing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, it took me, I was 39, pregnant and married.
Yes.
But I got that call.
And you picked up.
And I picked up.
You picked up.
And it was literally, I just thought that this must be a dream. You know, you wait for something for so long and you work so hard.
Yeah.
That when it actually happens, you're like, is this real life?
Yeah.
You know, like somebody, like I was telling Larry, like, please pinch me. I was bawling my eyes out, first of all, on the floor. And I was like, this can't be happening. Like, this is not happening. And you could not wipe the smile off my face. You couldn't get me to stop talking about it for like 3 weeks.
Yes.
I was on cloud 9. So yeah, I worked mighty hard to get where I am today.
Yeah.
Really hard.
And then you shot for the issue, pregnant with India.
I did.
Looking incredible. But how'd you feel Because we met after you shot. We both had shot, and then we were on our way to the airport. We met in the car.
Yeah.
On our way to the airport. Then we had like this crazy travel experience where it was like, you know, when you're traveling with somebody, y'all, and it's like you don't really know each other, and so you're like, I could go my separate way from this person. We didn't do that. We were like, actually, I fuck with you. Like, let's like really travel together, and we like stayed in the lounge for hours together.
Yeah, I waited for you to get your bags. You're like, it's okay. You can. I'm like, I'll wait for you. It's okay.
Yeah,
like, I would never do that.
Me neither.
Ever. I'd be like, oh, you gotta get your bag. I'll see you at the gate. Bye.
Yeah.
I literally waited.
Safe travels.
Yeah. No, we stuck together. Like,
we stuck together
the whole time,
and then we're both texting our guys like, I made a friend. Yeah. And my boyfriend was like, you did? Wow. Like, he was shocked.
Larry's like, you really? I can't believe that.
Yes.
He knows I don't like mess with anybody. And like, it takes
Scorpio
a lot
thing
for me to connect with somebody.
Yeah. But we did.
Yeah. We did really connect.
Yes. And I remember you being like really excited, but I wasn't with you on your shoot. Like, how did you feel on your shoot?
I was actually really nervous because, you know, I wait my whole life for this moment.
Yeah.
And usually it's the opposite. I train really hard. I get my body really fit. I get super healthy. I look toned and like make sure everything is right, my skin and everything. And here I am getting on a flight, swollen ankles. My feet look like balloons. I have like no jawline. I'm like, my hands are puffy. I can't even fit any rings on them. Like, it was complete opposite of what I thought.
Yeah.
Envisioned my whole life of what my shoot would look like. But somehow it all like unfolded so perfectly, you know? Like, when I went in, I remember like I checked into my room and they had a gift for India. It was like a onesie. Like, I was crying. The place was so beautiful. And then I went down to my fitting, and everything that I tried on, I was just like, I don't know. I just somehow like the swelling and all that just kind of melted away, and I just felt so powerful.
Yes.
Because I'm like, holy cow, like, I can't believe that I'm, you know, embracing this moment. I'm going to be out there like for the world to see with my huge belly. Yeah. I was like almost just about to hit 8 months pregnant.
You look like you were about to pop.
I was big.
But you looked stunning.
Oh, I felt it. I really did. And, you know, in the moment, like looking back now, like compared to like now, like, you know, it's like a year later and I have my body back and everything, but I'm looking now, I'm like, I was huge. Huge.
But it's so exciting.
But in the moment, I felt like
hot.
I felt hot.
Yeah. Well, the team also, not for nothing, is the best team on the planet. Best. The SI swim team will make you feel, you could go into it looking like a troll and they're going to make you feel like you're a fucking Victoria's Secret model. Yeah. Like, they'll make you feel amazing. Yeah. And that is something I wish more people, first of all, could experience that, but also knew the reality behind the situation. Because I feel like it's easy to look at it and be like, those girls probably like already feel confident, or those girls, like that whole entire, we hear about modeling and the horror stories. Yeah. But you don't see how empowering certain situations can be with certain people who actually care about the women who are in front of the scenes, in front of the camera, and behind the camera.
And all the years I've spent a lot of time, you know, watching like the BTS of like Sports Illustrated, and I kind of knew already what to expect. I just didn't know it was going to be that amazing with that much support. But, you know, I've always I've met MJ. I used to go to the SI castings all the time in New York. So I met MJ a handful of times. And I'd be like so nervous, like shaking.
No, she's
like,
Queen Mother.
Oh my gosh.
She's Queen Mother.
I'm sitting in a room with MJ. I'm like literally trembling, and I'm trying to be myself. And like show her my real me. And then, you know, I'd leave and be like, I'd call my agency like, okay, I just left. And they're like, how did it go? I'm like, I don't remember.
Like, I don't know.
I don't know. And they're like, Nicole. I'm like, did I blow it? I just like, I'm so nervous. I love her so much.
Yes.
But yeah, I always like saw like the BTS of like all the models like back in the day shooting, and like how excited they were. And like, it's almost like I relived it or I was living it so many times, like dreaming of it, thinking of it, putting myself there, manifesting it, that when I was actually there, all the things, like, you know, when you're shooting and like you have everybody like, woo,
yes,
like you sides
screaming
like,
your name.
You're so hot. And MJ's
you
like,
so
oh
fucking
my God.
Good. Yeah.
Looking at the screen of the computer and like, oh my God, it's so amazing.
Yes.
And you're literally just like, wow, am I like, you feel like on top of the world.
Yeah.
And so like when I'm like leaning over the computer, looking at my images, having MJ next to me, I'm like, you know that deja vu feeling that you get, but you know it's just not like a coincidence. Like you've lived
Yeah.
this before in like another universe, or I don't know how it works, but it's like I felt that before.
Yeah.
And now I'm actually here in the flesh doing this, you know? So it was just so amazing. And that's what, you know, this is what I really want. This is why I really wanted to be a part of Sports Illustrated, just because of the feeling you have when you're a part of this team and this family. It's not like a regular modeling gig. Like I've modeled my whole life.
Yeah.
It's nothing like any other modeling gig at all. You're like in it and you feel like you're in a family and you have so much fun. And every time, it seems like from magazine launch to magazine launch that year would feel so far apart. But because we get together and do things in between, and we get so excited to see each other and meet up again.
Yeah.
It's just like, I never want it to end.
I
You know? You want it to
know.
go forever.
I know.
Like, can I be 80 doing this, please? Like, I never want to leave.
And you actually can, because they're that inclusive, which is the best thing. I feel like we're doing like an advertisement for Sports Illustrated, and we're not getting paid for this, but we actually just fucking love
We
them.
actually just love them.
I
so
look
much.
forward to it so much. And it's an honor to get asked back as well. You don't have to get asked back.
I know.
Like,
I know.
not everybody gets asked back.
I
So,
know.
like, just to be asked back, and it's an honor every
It is.
single time.
It is. But I mean, we're also talking about it because it brought me to you. And
Yes,
this is why we're
exactly. The
friends,
most
so
important thing.
The most important thing. It led me
The
to
most
you.
valuable thing. Forget the pictures. Forget the glitz and the glamour.
got
We
a
have each
great-
other.
We got a great friendship out of
That's
it.
most important.
Yes.
Okay, I want to talk about WAGs,
Okay.
which I feel like it's so far in your past now. It came out, what, 2015?
2015. Yeah, it must have been. I actually did the like Zooms and like the interviews and stuff in 2014 because I was in
God.
me and Larry had just bought a house, so that was 2014. But I think that the first episode might have aired 2015.
Yeah.
But it's so funny because I didn't know it was such a hit show, and might not have been like such a big show in the U.S., but like.
No, it was
I have
big.
a huge South African following because of WAGs, which is so wild.
South Africa.
Yes.
Oh my God. Well, that's great because you love Afrobeats.
I do.
And like that whole vibe.
I do. And I just love South Africa.
Yeah.
I love the people. They're like such amazing supporters.
Yeah.
Like if you look at my comments, it's like all
Oh
South
my God,
African
I love
flags.
that.
It's like, I love
South
you guys.
African people are also big Catfish fans too.
Are they?
I think they just love reality TV. Shout out to South Africa. We love you. I didn't watch WAGs religiously. I definitely watched a few episodes.
Yeah.
So I didn't like have any like preconceived ideas about you before I met you. I was just like, oh, Nicole, she's hot.
good,
She's
'cause-
cool. I'd seen you like around different SI events, and I was
Yeah.
like, she looks like we would be friends. And then now we are. So I manifested that.
Had you watched WAGs, you would be like, she's definitely. You would have known that I was a Scorpio without knowing my
Okay.
birthday.
I was going to say, before we did this episode this morning, I was like, let me look at some clips.
Oh God.
Girl, everything you did was so Scorpio coded.
I'm
Tracking Larry's ass down.
insane.
You had to know where he was.
Always.
And I don't blame you, because where are you? But he was on his way to propose to you.
Yeah.
And you almost ruined it.
Almost. It was. That was wild.
That's some shit that I would do, though.
That was wild.
That's some shit that I would do.
Yeah. Ruin your own proposal.
Yeah,
right?
because where have you been?
Well,
for the
why
past
would
2
your man
days?
tell you that you're in Vegas at an event and
Yeah.
then hang up on your FaceTime and then not answer for 15 hours?
Hello?
Don't say you're in Vegas then. Try to think of a better lie.
Yeah.
Maybe say you're like, I don't know, home at your grandpa's house.
Yeah.
Or, you know,
on his retreat.
on a golf
in
retreat.
what's that retreat he did?
Just be in a darkness retreat for 7 days. How about
Darkness
that?
retreat.
Vegas?
You could have come up with something a little bit more original. Vegas, you have access to your phone. Surely you're using your phone.
Exactly.
Larry didn't think that one through.
He didn't. He also didn't know he was like, babe, he's like, when I got on the phone and they told us to shut it down, when I reopened it to like text you back, they said they don't have Wi-Fi. And I was like, no Wi-Fi in a 15-hour flight?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know. He was like, my heart sank down to my stomach. He's like, I knew I was in trouble. And then he opened up his phone in Hong Kong at his layover, and he's like, I was so blown by the things that you said to me. They were so cutthroat that I didn't even want to arrive where you were.
Did you send him insane texts?
Yeah. Crazy. Yeah.
What did you say?
You know what we say? What would you say?
Literally, forget my
already
fucking
know.
name. Forget that I exist.
Yeah.
You don't know me. I don't know you.
This
I don't
is
give a
exactly
shit
what
where you are.
That's actually what I
Have
said.
fun with your new family.
I said, pretend we never met. I never want to see you again.
Yeah.
Have fun with your new life and your new little hoe that you're with.
Yes. Well, I tell that to my boyfriend when he goes anywhere without me. Now. Still.
He's at the grocery
No, literally.
store. You're like, have fun with your little pet.
No, every time he goes to Whole Foods, I'm like, you go to Whole Foods a lot. Who the fuck is there? I'm confused.
I'm gonna fall out.
You go to Whole Foods like
you're
3 times a day.
And then we go to scan the cashiers.
Yeah. Is that your bitch? That must be her right there. She's cute. Enjoy that. Have fun. Have a great fucking life. Yeah, we're kind of insane.
We're insane. But I will say, after 13 years together, it's better now.
Yeah. Good. Good.
A baby in and
Yes.
like all that, it's better.
Right.
Now he can go wherever he wants.
Yeah.
Just as long as he like keeps in touch.
Yeah, of course.
You know, he's
Keep your
good.
phone on.
Yeah. That's
Don't
all
be
I care
fucking
about.
nuts.
Just keep your phone on. That's all I care about.
Yeah, don't be
And
stupid.
now I'm just like, well, I thought you were in an accident. It's not like, oh,
Well,
I
yeah.
thought you were clubbing.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, well, you could have gotten hurt. That's how I am now.
Oh.
So things have changed a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah. Did you have to convince him to do the show, or like how did that even come to be?
I did, yeah. You know what's funny? My talent agency back then said that they had gotten a request for, do they have any girls who are like dating athletes? And they were like, oh, actually, Nicole. And so they put me on a Zoom with this production company, and I actually convinced Larry to get on the Zoom with me. He thought it was like crazy. He's like,
Yeah.
he's playing football. So he's like, I don't do this. I'm not going to be on reality TV. Like, I'm going to get made fun of in the locker room.
You're like,
But I
actually,
was
you
like,
are. Get on the Zoom.
So, yeah, I was like, get on the Zoom, sit down. So he's, you know, he did the interview, and then, you know, they had to like make promises. Like, you won't have to do green screen, Larry. You don't have to be in all the episodes. You can like trickle in and be cool.
Yeah.
And so we just made it work for him.
Yeah.
So he was comfortable. But then, you know, obviously you get dragged in.
Yeah, of course.
When you're like 3 seasons deep, it's like he just kept getting more dragged in.
Yeah.
But yeah, some of the episodes were a little cringy for me to watch. Just to watch myself. Like, you know, you're drinking, you're having fun with your friends, you forget the cameras are rolling.
Right.
But I feel like that's so real and raw. I like stuff like that because I love, you know, we love
You
reality
love TV. I love
love-
TV. You love TV too. And I love that for both of us.
shows. Love reality
But you like Jersey Shore.
Love Jersey
I'm
Shore.
still very confused. I feel like you like Jersey Shore more than Catfish. Although I did
No.
tell them recently that you need to come on and do an episode.
I would love that.
Yeah. I was like,
would
Nicole would be
literally
so good.
Die for that.
Yeah.
I would love that. Jersey Shore, I've been watching since the moment they walked into the Jersey Shore house. Like all the things, the family reunions, like everything. Love them. Made friends with Snooki. Love her so much. I love Nicole. She's literally my favorite.
I've
feel
heard
like
great
we're
things about her.
Spirit animals.
Yeah. I've heard really good things about her.
She's just so funny and just love her. I feel like we like a lot of the same stuff though.
We
Like
do.
we were like going
do.
crazy with the
Yes. Girl, we're always like live watching shit together.
Yes, we are.
Love is Blind.
Yeah, always. But those, I mean,
Yeah.
I just love anything like real life that's cool and exciting. Like you get to watch, like, I just indulge in it, but I also love dating shows. Like,
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Oh my God, I love dating shows. I love dating and true crime the most. Yes. Is there anything that you regret from your reality TV experience?
You know what? As cringy as it was to watch me be real and raw in the moments where like I was either, you know, arguing with Larry or shit was going down, like how I almost ruined my engagement. I kind of regret holding back because there was a lot from season 1 where I would tell Larry, like, I'd give him the craziest murder look if he tried to argue with me on camera.
Scorpio look is
Or-
so scary.
Yeah.
When we do that, it's like fire is bursting out of our eyeballs.
Yeah.
We're like,
Like
don't
I will
you
set
fucking
you
dare.
on fire
Yeah.
with this look right now
Yeah.
if you don't shut up. Because he'd be trying to like be real.
Yeah.
And then I'd be like, I don't want anybody to know that of what we're discussing here.
Yeah.
But you can't actually talk on camera because if the cameras are rolling in like production,
Yeah.
the editing process,
Yeah.
they don't care.
No, they don't care.
Like they're going to edit that however they want.
Yes.
So I was always thinking in the back of my head of how I'm going to be perceived. And
Yeah.
like, I want people to like, I don't want to look a certain way,
Mm-hmm.
but in reality, it's reality. And this is who I am. So you're either going to like me or you're
Yeah.
going to hate me.
Yeah.
So I wish I had have been just a little bit more raw. And like when Larry walked in, if he was trying to argue with me, I would have just argued.
Yeah.
Like, okay, here you go.
Yeah.
Let's get it. But I held back a lot. And I think I didn't learn that until season 3. And then it was over after season 3. So it was
Wow.
like ended with our wedding. And I also really, really regret not being present at my wedding because I was filming the whole time. So that kind of took that away from me a little bit.
Yeah. I watched
So-
that clip earlier too because I didn't realize you guys got married on camera.
Yeah. And so we had a deal where I would like wear my mic for like the ceremony and then an hour of the party, you know, the cake cutting and stuff like that. And then I said, I'm taking my mic off. But I really wish I had have not been mic'd up at all, because, you know, when you're mic'd, you're thinking
you're on.
You're on.
Yeah.
You know? And I kind of wish that I kind of had my wedding to myself a little bit. So.
Yeah. Yeah. But did they help? Did they pay for some of it? All of it? A good amount?
Yeah, a good amount. So
yeah.
So that was
There were great florals.
It was great flowers.
It paid for the florals. It was worth it.
It was worth
Flowers
it.
were amazing.
Yeah, it was. It was nice. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think people don't realize that I did a reality TV show once.
You did? Wait, which one was it? Do tell.
I feel like you're gonna watch it.
I am.
It was called Effin' Fabulous. It was on BET. It was with me and 3 of my closest friends at the time. I'm only friends with one of them now. And it was an amazing experience. We had so much fun. But filming a reality TV show is not a fucking joke. It's a lot of work. You're filming everything.
Oh, yeah.
You can't have private conversations.
No.
And then you have producers who, I don't know if they did this to you guys, but they would ice the cast, meaning they would put us in like different corners before we started filming. And then they would come up to us and they'd be like, okay, Nicole, so I don't know what you said to Kamie, but she's really, really pissed off at you right now.
They would do exactly that.
And she's saying that like she's going to confront you, and I just want to give you a heads up as like a friend, you know? It's like, bitch, you're not my motherfucking friend. You're telling me this because you want to see if we're going to fight. But these
exactly
were my real friends. So I'd be like, oh, okay. Like they said that. Text them. Hey, did you say that you want to like, no? Okay, cool.
I know.
And then we would be like, decide if we like, do we want to make something up? Like, how do we want to go? But then it ended up being that like the beef that they wanted to create actually became the beef.
Yeah.
It's like very like The Hills, like how that happened. Like the things that they were trying to orchestrate actually became reality.
And that sucks because it's like, you just, you know, then you become like, so like, you're stepping on eggshells all the time because you don't know what if something's being set up behind your back, you know?
Yes, exactly.
When they launched, I am going to watch that actually. Oh my God. I'm going to go home and watch this.
Oh my God.
Effin' Fabulous.
Real ones know. The ones who are listening who have what, because people still watch it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have to go back and watch
There's only 6
now.
episodes.
What year was that? Because was I still in Canada? Maybe that's why.
2012, I think.
Oh, no, I was here. Okay.
Wait, no, just kidding. What the fuck am I talking about? 2012. I was fucking like 18 years old. It was 2016, I think.
Okay.
Like after I had graduated from college.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know how I missed that.
Tune in. Tune in. Okay. We got to talk about India.
Okay.
I mean, she's the real star of the show. I wish she was here right now.
I know.
She's the cutest freaking child of all time.
Thank you.
And she's getting bigger and bigger every single day.
She's huge.
It's
crazy. She's growing so fast.
I'm just in awe. And like, you guys have the cutest relationship, and I'm so proud of you as a mom and a woman just in general.
Thank you.
But even that was a process. Do you mind sharing about that?
No, not at all. Yeah, I always like, it's so funny. I would talk to all my girlfriends, my close girlfriends back home. They all have kids that are like 20s.
Oh shit.
And so I was like, you know, hanging out with my friends who had just had kids, and it was just kind of normal to me, you know, when I was younger. And, you know, they'd always tell me, because I was just such a dog mom. And I was like, one day I want to have kids, but I was never the type of person that I would be scared at the thought of like getting pregnant, you know? So I like waited so long because I was so career driven.
Yeah.
You know, like that's all I ever thought about. Like I'd have my fun, obviously, growing up and stuff, but I was always very career driven. Like I was working, I had my own apartment when I was like 16, working every single day doing e-com, like grinding. And so, yeah, I just feel like I waited so long until I found the right person to where I could even think about or fathom the thought of like having a baby. Because I watched my best friends, you know, struggle at being single moms and, you know, being so young, like being young mothers.
Yeah.
And so I was like, and I would help raise my goddaughter with my best friend. You know, I meet Larry and never thought that I would meet, you know, I've been in bad relationships, and then I met Larry and I was just like, wow, this is like it. You know? This is what happiness, this is what love is, you know.
Yes. When you know, girl.
You know, it's a different feeling.
Yeah.
Where you're actually like, this is what happiness is. I never felt this before.
Yeah.
You always felt like you were in love.
Yes.
But it's not like
this. It's not like this. No.
So you actually don't feel scared. You don't feel threatened. You don't feel insecure anymore. You don't feel like you have to try so hard anymore. Everything's so easy, you know?
Yeah.
So, we talked about having kids, and then by the time we actually were ready, I was 37. And so I was like, let me go to a fertility doctor, because we've been together for so long and we were not necessarily, against it. So we weren't like trying to have a baby, but we were not like against it.
Yeah.
But things weren't really happening, which was kind of surprising. So I went to a fertility doctor, and, we got everything checked. And we laugh at it now, but like when we got everything checked, he's like, everything seems to be fine. But he's like, it's really weird that you're not getting pregnant naturally. And then they checked Larry or whatever. And they were like, I wonder, they were saying that like some of Larry's sperms had like 2 heads. And we were like, what?
What does that mean? Where does that go?
I think that it's like, you either
Super
mesh
sperm.
your sperm and your eggs either like mesh or they don't mesh. So something wasn't clicking, and that's probably why like the natural process wasn't happening as fast. And my clock was ticking, because I was like, when you're 37, 38 and up, the doctor tells you like the chances of this happening, the chances of that happening, the percentages, and I was like scared shitless to get pregnant naturally after that. He was like, you can keep trying naturally, or at your age right now, we can freeze your eggs, we can see how many embryos we get with Larry's sperm, and then we'll go from there. Yeah. And so I froze my eggs. I went to 2 different doctors. The first doctor froze my eggs, put it all together, mix it all.
Mix it up, scrambled it.
Only 1 healthy embryo.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's the thing that people don't realize. You can freeze 20
you can have
eggs.
20 eggs and get one. And depending on your partner, how many embryos you get is like literally like you just don't know. And so I only got 1 healthy embryo. That was a female. And I was like, he was like, do you want to do it again? He's like, take some time, think about it. I was like, okay. And in between the time where I was thinking about it, a couple of my girlfriends told me they went to another doctor that was amazing. And so my first doctor was great too. And obviously it's not his fault,
right?
But I wanted a different experience, because I felt like I'm very strong. Like I'm like very spiritual, and like I know I'm like, if I go there again, am I going to get the same experience? Like, I just wanted a different experience, go into it feeling differently, and have a whole different atmosphere. So I went with this new doctor. He changed up some of my meds from the first time, because he's like, I think we can up this. I think we can take this down. I think I can give you this extra thing, and then let's see. So I went through the whole process again, froze my eggs, got the exact same amount of eggs, which kind of freaked me out, because I'm like, oh God, it still is the same way. And he's like, no. He's like, some women just produce that same amount of egg, no matter what, like the same amount. Yeah. So I got the same amount of eggs. By the time they did genetic testing, put Larry's sperm with it, I got 6 healthy embryos, 3 girls and 3 boys. I was like, holy shit.
Wow.
It was like the happiest day ever. My doctor called me. He was probably more excited than Larry and I. He's like, guess what? 6 healthy embryos, 3 boys, 3 girls. And me and Larry were like, what?
Yes. That's such a completely different experience than the first time. I'm sure when they said 1, you were probably devastated.
Oh, I thought that was because then you implant that embryo.
Yeah.
And there's like a low, I mean, it's like 50-50.
Yeah.
It's going to even stick, right? So if you use that embryo and it doesn't stick, you have none left.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you're older by that time.
Right.
So that's why the doctor said, don't use this embryo right now. Think about this, because if you use the embryo and then you get pregnant and then for some reason it doesn't hold and you lose it, then you got to heal. Then it's going to take a year before you can freeze your eggs again, and you're going to be even older. So they, I just kind of trusted the process, and 6 healthy embryos. So then I had the other embryo transferred over to the other facility. So I had like a company go with a truck, put it in a little cooler.
Oh my God.
Carry it over to the other facility, put her with her brothers and sisters. It's so weird doing this. I feel like I have, how many? So I have, I have, how many girls? I used 1 girl. And when I implanted India, it stuck right away. So thank God. Aww. But now I have all these other embryos in the freezer, and now I feel like they're my kids. And now I'm like, how many kids can we possibly have? I don't want to leave them there if they're all like India, because she's so amazing.
No, we need more. Oh my God, we need more English babies. I'm sorry. I hate to say it, but I know you guys are. India's only 1, but
Kamie, I'm so tired.
I know, but like think about the rest of us.
I know. Well, do you want to help me? You want to be my
Yes.
nanny? It's hard work. I mean, it's the most amazing thing I've ever done, but it's the hardest job I've ever had.
Yeah.
So hard.
Yeah. And you've worked a lot of jobs.
So hard.
But I love your TikToks. Like your content about it is so relatable. I feel like as a not mom, I'm like, this is the real, like.
Yeah, well, it's fun to show the realness, right?
Yeah.
Because there's nothing to sugarcoat. I'm not trying to be like a hot mom all the time and have it all together. Like this is real life, which is actually everybody can relate to that because if you are a mom, you know what I'm talking about. Like half the time you don't shower. Like I'm like, is somebody cooking onions? It's me.
What is that?
I'm like,
oh
something
shit,
smells gross. I'm like, oh, it's me. I'm like, I haven't showered in 2 days.
Oh my God.
But it's just so fun because then I get to also see like the hard work that I do. You know, Sports Illustrated is going to come out soon. I'm going to see my pictures and be like, holy shit, you're a mom.
Yes.
Like, it's fun. It's a lot of work, but it's fun and it's rewarding. And once they get a certain age, it starts getting a little easier.
Yeah.
Then it's going to get harder again. Like you go through stages, but at least she sleeps now.
Yeah. Oh my God. Girl, Jesus. I don't know how you guys do it with the no sleep. Oh. That's what freaks me out, honestly. Because I'm a insane animal when I don't get rest.
Well, get ready because you will never, ever, ever sleep again. So get ready.
Terrified.
You won't.
I'm terrified.
You won't. You just won't sleep unless you have a random perfect baby that sleeps through the night right away, which a couple of people have told me my baby sleeps 77 like from the minute they were born, and I'm like, really?
You're like, that's so
I'd like to see that. Let me be a fly on your wall
for you.
Because India didn't sleep from 7 to 7 until she was 10 months old. So I got 2 hours to 4 hours sleep every night for 10 months. Yeah. Call me when you have your baby and then we'll talk.
Oh my God.
It's literally like you wouldn't believe what you go through.
What do they want?
Milk, to be held, to be rocked, to be in your arms, to be up. They just want you. And there's nobody else that can do it except for you. It's crazy. Like Larry would be like knocked out and I'd be in the nursery literally like standing up like, please go to sleep. Please.
Why are the men always asleep? Wake up.
Well, I would go in and he'd be like, turn the light off. And I'm like, if you don't help me right now, if you don't take the baby, I don't know. I'm literally going to lose my mind.
Yes.
Like when you run off of no sleep, you get actually like
hallucinate.
You start to hallucinate and not know what's going on. I can see why a lot of women go through like postpartum. I mean, I didn't go through it, thankfully, but I can see how you can easily slip into that.
Yeah.
Because you're not getting sleep. If you don't have the support you need, you have to have support. You have to have help. Help is so important.
Yes.
So, you just have to have also like not just help with the baby, but help with you and your emotions and having somebody to talk to and hang out with. And it's a lot, but so worth it. You should do it.
That's what moms always say. They're like, I haven't slept, I haven't showered, I haven't ate, but it's so worth it.
It's so worth it.
Like, fuck you. I'm not trying to do this. I want to have free time. I want to get my nails done.
Oh.
When am I going to be able to?
Like once a month, maybe, but you should see the way they look when I go in to get them done. I have like one left. God. You wait.
But she's so cute.
She's so cute. I know. She can do
it is
no
worth
wrong.
it.
She's amazing.
It is worth it. Okay. Well, this is a relationship advice podcast.
Yes.
And you give great advice.
Do I?
You do.
Okay.
You've already advised so many people. I feel like your story is inspirational and just you have so much life experience.
Yeah.
So are you ready to give the besties some good advice?
I am ready.
Okay. Here goes the first one.
Okay.
I've known this guy for 30 years now. Damn, I'm getting old. LOL. And we've been dating for 8.5 years. We're not engaged or married, but we have a 4.5-year-old son together, as well as each having children from prior relationships. But none of that is relevant to my question. All right. I like the backstory though. Wow. Scorpios love I want the whole backstory.
30 years knowing each other?
Yeah, knowing each other.
Okay.
He has a female best friend that he's been friends with for about 20 years. They were hooking up at first, but realized that they were better as friends. Immediately no. Immediately no.
My horns just came out. Okay.
When do we fight? We write at dawn. Okay. He told me about her from the beginning. She calls often. Most of the time when we're together, he doesn't answer her calls. Recently, I got into looking at our phone bill. Come to find out, they've been spending hours on the phone together, all hours of the day and night. I know this was a problem in her relationship. The guy she was with ended up telling her not to talk to my boyfriend at all. She would sneak calls in when she was at work or whatever she was doing, and when she wasn't with her boyfriend. They have since broken up. I asked my boyfriend about it, whether he thought it was appropriate for them to talk so much, and he says that he gets bored driving around and it helps pass the time. I don't like it. I feel like I finally became okay with the part of them being friends because I didn't like that at first. Now finding out how much they talk, it is really sending me. I need to know, what would my bestie Kamie do? Cheers.
I'm sent already. I'm like, when he said that I get bored driving, I was...
and
like
so you talked to her to pass the time?
Really?
And y'all used to be fucking?
Right.
All right.
So y'all know each other inside and out.
Yeah, and literally inside and out.
And you want to talk that...
Yeah.
Well, okay. There's so many types of advice I can give because you also have to like... I also have to put myself in somebody's shoes who's in love, and like you can't tell anybody anything when you're in love.
No.
First of all,
no,
like
I'm definitely one of those people.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear. I don't
nothing.
Don't talk to me about my man.
You could lay it on a platter that he was messing with somebody and be like, "Look, it's right here from last night. Here's the footage." And I'm like, "No, that's not him. I need to be on my own time. I'll handle this on my own time."
Exactly.
So the only type of advice I can give to that, and how I would handle that situation. First of all, and depending on what type of guy you're dealing with too, because if this was Larry, for instance, when we first met, he had girlfriends in San Diego that he messed with, that were his besties, that wanted to continue hanging around. And for the first few months of us dating, I allowed it because I also didn't want to seem clingy and crazy because like I was trying to, I was trying to like play my cards right because I really cared about him and really liked him, and I was trying to like, just figure out what he was like.
You saw the bigger picture.
I saw a bigger picture.
Yeah.
So I was allowing it at first, even though it was burning me on the inside. Because every time I'd see them talk, if I went to the bathroom, I came back and they were at the bar and they were chatting. The only thing I saw in my head was them in bed.
Yes. Yes.
So I wanted to slice them both every time I saw them talking. But
I love one of the clips that I saw of you on Wags. You were like, "Do you want to die?" And I was like, "This is me." Yes.
So that I had to be honest and open with him. I was like, "Look, I would love for you to be able to remain friends with some of your friends, but the fact that you have messed around with a lot of your friends, this isn't possible for me.
Yeah.
It's just not going to be possible." First of all, if this was, and it also depends on how they look. I'm sorry, but it does. Like if she turned into a big like messy slob or something like that, and I knew she wasn't your type, maybe she could still hang around. Maybe, I don't know, it depends.
Yeah.
But if she's like this hot chick,
she gotta go.
She can't be around.
She gotta go.
Because I know how men are. And no matter how like no matter how long you've been together, no matter how much you love each other, at the end of the day, a man is going to be a man, and they have these things where it's like if the girl is hot and you're in the right place at the right time and nobody else is around, I don't know.
And that's
why
the uncertainty.
But that's why you don't put yourself in those situations, because everybody's human.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're only able to control so much. But if you put yourself in a lion's den, so I don't want to put my husband in a lion's den. I don't want to have girls around him that he's messed with where it's like, oh, they're my friends, and talk to them every day, and you're having a bad day, and on the way home you're calling her and not calling me.
Yeah.
That is not respectable at all for me. Like, I just don't like it. I would not allow it. If you have a friend and you still have her number saved in your phone, and like we're having like a birthday party for you, and you want to like invite her, and like, you haven't seen her in so long, maybe, but talking every day, doing all that, absolutely 1,567. I don't care. No, it's not happening. So I would tell her she needs to cut that off. And if he's mad and if he's upset, then that also shows you something.
Yeah.
That means that he can't do without, which means that that's already like a really red flag.
Yeah.
Like huge red flag. So I would just tell her she has to cut that off now before it gets too late.
And if the roles were reversed, like, would he be fucking with that? Like, I don't even have friends now that I've messed with, or even that I know have crushes on me.
Right.
Because it's disrespectful.
It's very disrespectful.
You don't want to put yourself in a situation like that. And like, also, I think if you are a person who is listening, who has people around you that you might have messed with, there are a lot of people who are like, I'm friends with all my exes. I'm friends with okay, I can't fucking relate to that. No. That's not me. But if you are one of those people who that's not your norm, think about why you're keeping those people around you. Like, what kind of validation are you seeking that you're not getting in your relationship that you're getting from this other person?
It's because you feel wanted. You're feeling, you're right. You're seeking other validation, which you just absolutely don't need if you're in a secure relationship and happy.
Yeah.
You have kids, and that needs to be in the past.
Right.
You know? And if you can't let go of the past, then you're not ready for a future with somebody.
Exactly. You know? It's time to move on, boo.
Time to move on.
Okay. I need your help. I've been friends with this guy since we were kids. I'm now 29. We always had a good spark and a really good connection, but it's always been the wrong time. Either me or him having been in a relationship, but we still message each other and occasionally flirt. But it has never been more than that. I'm now single, he's in a relationship, and we met up and slept together. I am the other woman, which I know is so wrong, but I do really like him. He did text me saying, when I knew you were single, I thought to myself, what am I doing? He says that there's problems with his relationship. I want to keep seeing him and hope it turns into more.
Well, here's the first question. Is he telling the girl that he's with that there's problems in the relationship? No, he's not. But this is what guys do, right?
This is what they do.
They cheat and then tell the girl that they're cheating on that, oh, there's problems in my relationship. I'm not happy.
Yeah.
But I bet you any money the girl that you're dating doesn't know that.
He's smiling in her face like he's very happy every day.
Very happy every day. So now, do you want that type of man in your life? Because he can do that easily to you as well. And that the type of standard, you know, that you're putting for yourself for a man. Because if he was respectable, it doesn't take anything for a man. If you know, and he's looking at her like, oh, it's always like, you know, it's always the wrong time, like she said, and now he has a girlfriend. It doesn't take much. If you're actually having problems in your relationship, to say, look, I'm not going to go there with you right now.
Yeah.
Let me handle this situation.
Yeah.
Talk to the girl you're with.
As a man.
As a man.
Yeah.
Then, oh my God, of course you'd want to be with a man like that.
Right.
Even if you're the other woman, because he doesn't want to sleep with you, or he does, but he doesn't want to disrespect the girl he's with, then you know if he ends up being with you, you can trust him,
right?
Because he's giving you like all the signs of a good man,
right?
If he's cheating on somebody with you, then that's just trash to begin with.
Yeah, and
so
the same way you get him is the same way you lose him. So you have to be very, very careful.
Very careful.
And even if so what happened, you can't go back. Immediately afterwards, he shouldn't be talking about still being unhappy. Break up with her.
Exactly.
Break up with her.
Yeah.
What are you doing? If this was like destiny and you guys are supposed to be together, whatever's going to happen is going to happen, and whatever's meant to be will be. But like, he's going to have to end his other relationship.
Guys want to try to drag it out as long as possible.
Oh, yeah.
So that they can have their cake and eat it too.
Yeah,
That's
of course.
What they do, right?
Of course.
So they're going to try to drag this out. And guess what? How long it's going to take for him to completely cut ties with her. He may break up with her and start dating you, but that girl's going to linger for a while.
Yep.
It's like going to be a while.
She needs closure.
Completely disconnect.
Yeah.
Yes. It ain't just like, oh, we're broken up. Bye.
Yeah.
She's still going to be there. There's going to be baggage for a little bit. So be prepared for that too. So
buckle up. Buckle up, baby. Buckle up, baby. We got a long way to go. Nicole, I love you so much.
I love you too.
Thank you for coming.
Of course. This was fun. I could sit here
This
and
is
chat all day.
so fun.
We should do this like once a week.
We literally should.
Yeah.
Tell everyone where they can find you.
You can find me on my Instagram, JustNick with 2 T's, JUSTTNIC. TikTok's the same. Snapchat's the same. I post a lot of funnier stuff on TikTok and Snapchat.
So funny.
A little more serious. Kind of a little more serious on my Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Nealon collection.
Oh, and my Nealon collection.
I modeled for.
You did? Oh my God, we didn't even touch on that.
I know, we didn't touch on that.
I literally called you and I was
Yes.
like, Kamie, do you want to be in the Nealon Sports Illustrated collaboration campaign? She's like, yes. I was like, really? I don't got to go through your manager or like anything?
No.
Like, she's like, no, I'll be there. When is it? I'm like, you are so cool because you're just like me.
We're the same.
I would do that for you too.
You did. That's why you're here.
Call my agent or anything like that.
No.
But I did launch a line. I already have Nealon, which I've had since 2017. Sports Illustrated asked me to design a collection for them.
Iconic.
I said, of course.
Yes.
And Kamie was my model.
Hey.
So yes, you can get all of those. Go see Kamie, guys.
Those photos were so bomb.
ShopNealon.com. The photos are amazing. They're still up there. There's still some sizes left. We are selling out, obviously. So they're actually going to be gone soon, guys. So you got to go in there and check it out.
Get it while you can, babe. I love you so much.
I love you too.
Bye.
Bye, guys.